guess how much chaos there'd be if there were a green, white, checkered double file restart for $1 million bucks. That would be insane.
Go to Ryan, and then we'll go to Mike, Dustin, Steve.
Ryan McGee, ESPN. Carl, whether it was a race you were in or one that you watched, what's your favorite memory of the All-Star race?
My favorite memory was I'm not sure what year it was, but I think 99 or 2000 when they had the rain, and everybody was wrecking down there in turn one, and NASCAR let them get the backup cars out. I think that was pretty neat. I mean, I remember sitting at home, and as a viewer, it was really exciting, because I thought, oh, it rained, this screwed the whole show up, and then NASCAR made that call to let everybody get their backups out, work on it. I thought, man, this is cool. It's like, let's make another bag of popcorn, get settled in. This is going to be a heck of a race. And that was pretty cool.
Go to Mike, Dustin, and then to Steve. MikeEmbryspeed.com. Perhaps the most aggressive driving you did last year in this race was on the lap after the race. Ultimately, what kind of damage was there to the car? I assume you did race that car again last year?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we raced it again. It's pretty torn up. I mean, the splitter just dug in to the sod out there in the trial board, and it did tore it up pretty well. I saw the replay last night. I might have hit my head even on the steering wheel. Pretty good. It was just an ugly victory celebration. Marcus and Brute were nice enough to turn it into a scout advertisement with the reseeding the grass, but still, I think if you walk through the garage and you ask an honest opinion, did they mean to do that? Were they hiding something? About 90% of the garage would say that we were hiding something in that car and we didn't want to see it. And that says a lot about how much they think of me, but it's really a mistake. So no, that was Bob was pretty upset about that.
So Dustin, Steve, and Claire B.
And I was not trying to be aggressive. It ended up looking like an aggressive maneuver. The grass was pretty aggressive.
Hey, Dustin Long, USA Today. Carl, you've had a lot of success the last couple of years in regards to green, white, checkers in gaining positions or not losing too often. Majority of the time.
Statistically, you just look it up.
Yes. What makes for a good driver, or is it as much luck? Is there, what have you kind of gone through in certain situations, and what stands out as one that went well, one that didn't?
There's a lot of luck. Last week stands out to me. How many laps was the final run last week? So it was a green, white, checker last week, right? Okay. So that's 2 laps. Felt like 200. Last week was an example of things just worked out for us, and I think Greg Biffle, he got pinched in a bad spot, got sent to the back, and there's no better 2-lap racer than Greg Biffle. He's aggressive. He's not afraid to stick his car somewhere where it needs to be, or maybe where it shouldn't be, but he'll make it work. And that's a compliment. But I still think that the double file, some of these tracks are just very difficult. You can get a guy can miss one shift, or a guy can go 3 wide when you don't expect him to, and all of a sudden everything can go from great to terrible for you. So that as a driver, that you just put yourself in the best position you can, and when it goes well, it's great, and when it doesn't go well, you just have to accept it. But if our team's been more successful, there's nothing I can point to that would contribute to that other than just trying to not put myself in a bad spot. But it's really tough. I don't know how. Those are the most not stressful, but they're the most. They're really dynamic times in the race because there's a lot going on. You're not usually racing in a pack like that. The cars, you're running different lines that you wouldn't normally run because you're forced in a position. It's really tough.
So Steve, Claire, and then we'll probably end with Mike. Go ahead.
Steve Richards with PRN. All-Star race aside, can you talk about the season to date, headed into Charlotte, and maybe some opportunities ahead with Dover, Pocono, Michigan?
Yeah, I feel like there's some really big opportunities for us. And I mean, the reality is we've got to run well. We can't have another wreck or run out of fuel or make a mistake on my part or anything like that. We've got to run well, get ourselves up there with a bigger cushion inside that top 10. And the tracks that are coming up are great for that. This weekend will be nice. nice fun weekend, but next weekend's, I mean, it's back to racing for that championship. Hopefully, these tracks coming up, we can build a little bit of a cushion, maybe get a win or two. That would be huge, and get ourselves in the shape. The things that have kept us from being farther up in the points, there are a few specific things. Number one, we ran out of fuel at Phoenix, which surprised us. I think we lost about 10 or 15 points there. The Bristol wreck was, I believe that we had a top 3 car there, and that cost us 35 points or something. The Talladega wreck cost us quite a bit, and I think I might have done one more. But I think if you take those kind of those low water marks out, we'd be in the top 3 or 4 points solidly, and it'd be looking just fine. So we understand that we don't need to panic or do anything crazy. We got fast enough race. We have fast enough race cars. We're working well together, and our, I mean, obviously the equipment is good enough with Matt and Greg running the way they are. So we're just digging our heels in, being mentally tough, and going racing.
Let's go Claire, and we'll end with Mike Embry. Go ahead, Claire.
Claire Beeling, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. Even though a lot of people are saying, well, there's $1 million on the line, are you kidding? This is going to be a free-for-all and all that. What do you really expect in the All-Star race? Because honestly, we haven't seen, any kind of craziness that you guys have been racing with finesse. And I wonder if we're really not going to see more of that. There's nothing wrong with that, but are we really going to see that much of an all-star crazy race?
Well, you never know what's going to happen. Last year, Kyle and I got spread out enough so that, I mean, there was really no opportunity for something like that to happen. I can tell you, and maybe strategically shouldn't say this, but I think I can speak for most of the drivers, to be completely honest, and say that if my car, or if a driver's car is faster than the guy in front of him, and it's for $1 million, there's not going to be a lot of patience. As the fans and the media, you guys, all of us for the sport, we just got to hope that there's some cars are faster than others, and you can get close enough to guys to make some things happen. There's not going to be, the circumstances have, like you said, honestly, we haven't seen that excitement. Honestly, the circumstances haven't presented themselves. If they present themselves, I'm telling you, it's me and every other driver out there, we're ready to go get that $1 million, and I think all of us are on the same page.
Final question, Mike. Mike Embry. One of the riders in the room, I won't mention who it is, but his initials are Dustin Long.
Does he want you to ask this question? I don't know if he asked it. Doesn't matter. Didn't you do that at Bristol? Or who was that asked the question?
Anyway, he suggested that the winner of this race be given the choice between the $1 million or an automatic chase spot. What do you think of that?
Man, that's a pretty good. We're not to get that specific. I think we can. I think the $1 million. But I think that's an interesting. I think if you presented, like a choose your own adventure book, if you presented drivers with choices like that throughout the year, it would make for some entertaining. I guess it'd be fodder for you guys to write about. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Yeah, I don't know. I think that I still think. I mean, we could make $1 million. Hey, if you can, I mean, you can make all sorts of things put you in the chase. But I think at the end of the day, the drivers who earn the most points throughout the year should be the ones racing for the championship, whether it's chase format or not chase format. So one race probably should knock another guy out. I don't know if that's right, but it would be a tough decision.
Carl, thanks for coming in, and good luck this weekend.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.